Hello, Cancer. I'm Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader, but today we will do or we will use a financial deck for the card reading. The laying is done with three cards you see here in front of me. You can also see four objects here, meaning we will do four card readings for the sign of Cancer for the month of October 2021. Now, from the four objects you see here, you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate best to your current financial situation or the advice that you are receiving from the cards. Of course, you can watch all four videos and then you can decide which of these four object and card readings is fitting you the best. Anyway, Cancer, here we go for your financial card reading for October 2021. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to the Shell or the Water Group for your financial card reading for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that since 27 September, Mercury is going retrograde. This is up to 18 October. Meaning this is not a good time for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officialize it. It's not a good thing to do. You will also see during that period, your bus is often late, your flight is canceled, packages that need to arrive in your home are wrongly delivered, the conveyance is wrong. There's all kinds of things here during that situation that go wrong. It's because of our mind, the mind of all the people, our collective mind is running a little bit slower during that period. Also during that time, it's not a good time, for instance, for buying cell phones or laundry machines. Why? Because these devices are connected to a contract and the contract is connected to a warranty. And as you understand, there could pop up some problems with the warranty. Anyway, the general idea here is that we don't sign any contracts at all during that period, and we strongly are urged here to avoid it. If, however, for some reason you feel obligated, you feel compelled, you have no choice, and you sign the contract, please, before you sign, double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract and you cannot anymore. And if you want to get out, you need to pay a big fine. So better to avoid than to heal afterwards. Anyway, here we go now with your card reading, Cancer. The first card that we see here is the card of acceptations. What does this card mean? Well, probably you want to improve yourself in life, as many of us do. Maybe you are almost in a new promotion that you are going to get, and maybe also there's a race involved in that. But here, this card is actually that we are managing our financial situation in a good way. It's important here that we do a re-evaluation of our financial situation, and that we are not, because we see the last card here is for superficious, that we don't buy superficious or things that we don't need. Also that we don't buy things that others buy because it's pretty or beautiful and we think we can afford it also. This is the card of accepting our situation as we currently are. We can all aspire to the American dream and buy everything, and we think we live in abundance. But the point right now is that you keep your financials strict. And also this card wants you to realize that even others have more than you, that money don't make happy. If money would make happy, then we could ask ourselves why so many of the super rich are so terribly unhappy. So this is what this card is also about. Don't compare yourself to others. There are also many people who are much poorer probably than you are. The bottom line is, it's not what you earn that matters, but it's how you manage your income. So this is about management. You must find a balance between your income and your expenses. So whatever your income or savings must be, it's your actions that will determine where you are and where you are gonna be. So improve your daily life, by spending within the means that you have. The second card is about the social pressure among us. Everybody has social pressure. We have certain groups that we are functioning in. For instance, we see that our neighbor has a new car, our sister has designer clothes, they have the nicest shoes, they wear very expensive branded clothes, they have the newest gadgets, and you, for your part, you have problems at the end of the month for paying all your expenses and all your invoices. This card here tells you not to be fooled. What we see is not necessarily happening. Don't compare your financial situation to those around you. Don't be pressured about that. We all make choices every day, and you are the one responsible for those choices. So don't let others' financial appearance fool you. This card suggests to use your money wisely. For instance, if you have high expenses, like you need to buy a car or something expensive, just consider to buy something on a second-hand website. Some of these things are still with the warranty, they are still packed, they are never used. If you, for instance, need to buy a new car, you can buy a young second-hand car and save 5,000 to 10,000 euro or dollar with this. You need to see what is your own thing. You need to take care of yourself with the money that you earn, and accept the situation that you are in yourself. So define yourself socially by your personality and your personal accomplishments. These are more important than designer clothes, electronic gadgets that are everywhere. So don't bend for this social pressure of group, free friends, peers, sisters, brother. Just do your own thing and don't engage because others have a lot of nice things, because it's not always what we see is really happening. Then the last card here is, this is the card of superstitious buying. So this means probably that in the past you have bent for some things, that you have bought some things that you don't actually need. This card tells you to try to avoid buying things that you don't really need. And it asks you to take a few minutes of your time and assess your expenses. Put out your bills, your credit card, your debit cards, what have you spent, and also what did you pay cash. So this card asks you to calculate all this and then see what is the sum of these incidental costs and which would you have been able to avoid. This card asks you to limit the extras, to not buy things that you don't really need. If you do so, you can save serious amounts of money that you can use for something else. You can save for something on the long run. This is what this card tells you. So this card asks you, if you buy a lot of superstitious things, to change these habits. You will take an important step forward, this card says, and you will improve your life, your health, and your peace of mind. So, Cancer, this is all for this card reading for the month of October 2021. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please watch also my traditional Lenormand card reading videos. Thank you for doing so. Thank you for spending time on your channel. And we see each other soon in my other videos. Bye-bye for now. Thank you. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to the Aerosol or the Air Group for your financial card reading for the month of October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that starting 27 September up to 18 October, Mercury is going retrograde. It's not a good idea to sign contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes it. It's not a good thing to do. You will also see during that time your bus is late, you're more in traffic jams, your flights are canceled, packages that need to be delivered are your home are wrongly delivered in another destination, the containers of the package is wrong. These are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde. It's because our mind, the mind of all people, the collective mind, is going a little bit slower. Also during that time, it's not a good idea, for instance, to buy cell phones, laundry machines, whatever of gadgets or devices you need. Why? Because these devices are connected to a warranty, and the warranty is connected to the contract, and you understand already that could give a problem. Anyway, the general idea here is not to sign any contracts at all and to avoid this. If, however, for some reason you feel obligated, you feel compelled, you have no choice than to sign the contract, or you want to absolutely sign the contract, please double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore, and if you really want out, you need to pay a big fine, and the circle starts to turn around. So you understand it's best not to start with those things. Anyway, here we go now for your card reading financially for the Cancer, for the air group. The first card here is the card of time. This card tells us that time is not our friend always. What does this mean? Well, regarding to our personal finances, sometimes time is not our friends. In general, it's not, especially if you have certain things like credit cards that are not fully balanced out. Then in that case, time is not our friend. Why? Well, because we have, for instance, interests on those cards. We cannot ignore the situation if that it would be the case. And this card tells you to improve your situation. If you have outstanding debts, like for instance on credit cards or something you need to pay, don't wait until the holidays till you get a bonus or something, but take action, because mostly these are connected to interests and you will need to pay more. There is no perfect time to pay, so this card tells you to pay now. You need to also, this card says here, secure yourself financially more, and also some habits you have in your life regarding expending money, you would better change. So this card tells you to take a paper and a pencil, make an analysis of your situation here, and check out what you can improve in your life to even improve yourself even more. I think you come in a better situation slowly in your life because we have the card of accomplishments here, but it means that you still need to adjust some things in your life for improving even more. If you do, you will come in a very good situation in your life, because this is the card of accomplishments here. So it means that certain things in your life you work out, so you start to see or you bear fruits of your simple daily actions, and maybe in general your current situation is financially improving. There are certain accomplishments that you have, certain things that you are happy with in your life, and also this card tells you not to compare yourself to others in your financial situation. But this card also points to questions. Did you, on the long run, foresee something for protecting yourself? For instance, do you have enough insurances? Are you protected? Do you have savings? Can you improve yourself even more? Because maybe on the long run, because we have the card of time here, there are some things that could pop up in your life that we are not aware of. Anyway, here, this card asks us to take action and also to write down the accomplishments that you have done so far. There are no big or small successes because you improved already, but it's the accumulation of all things we have in our life that creates a lasting change. So here, this card asks you to prepare for a lasting change and improve yourself more in the long run in time here. This is what this is about. So keep persevering, keep where you are. And also this card, you need to accept now in the situation where you are, it's already improving your situation. And also this card tells you, if you, for instance, want to improve more in your life, you can, for instance, change the way you spend money. For instance, if we buy something, for instance, we go to the supermarket, we need to buy a microwave, or we go to an electrical store, we need to buy a laundry machine. Instead of buying always new things, just check out, for instance, secondhand website, because this is what this card is about also. There's a lot of stuff on internet, and sometimes some of these things like microwave you can find brand new still in the box, sometimes even with inclusive the full warranty. So this is what this card is about. If you want to improve yourself even more, this card tells you to check out these things, these small details, if you cannot find things for improving your life this way. For instance, you can buy secondhand things on specialized sites, or for instance, if you are confronted that you need to buy a car, you can consider of buying a secondhand used car. With that one, you can save $5,000 to $10,000. It depends on the price of the car compared to a new car. And sometimes even the warranties are extended and are longer than on new cars. So this card wants to tell you to change your approach. Anyway, this card tells us that it's not what we earn that matters, but how we manage our source of income. So here this card tells you to balance your income and your expenses. Whatever your savings or income may be, it's our actions that determine where we are, if we are improving our life or if we stay stagnant. So this card tells you improve within your own means. So Cancer, for the Aerosol or the Air group, this is all for this month. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Please check out also the Lenormand card readings for the sign of Cancer on my channel. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and see you in my Lenormand card readings. Bye-bye for now. Thank you. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to the Stone or the Earth group for the month of October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention that started on 27 September, Mercury is going retrograde, meaning it's not a good idea to sign contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under for officializing it. This is up to 18 October. It's best to avoid this situation. You will also see that your train is late, your flight is canceled, packages that need to be delivered in your home are delivered on a wrong destination, or the containers of the package is wrong. These are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde. This is because the mind of all people, our collective mind, is working a little bit slower. Also, during that period, it's not a good idea, for instance, for buying cell phones, laundry machines, or whatever you need for your housekeeping. Why? Because these devices are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to the warranty. And as you understand, there could be a problem there. If, however, for some reason, you are obligated to sign anything that you need to sign, you have no choice, or you feel compelled, or you want to, please double, triple check the fine print, because it's possible if you sign the contract after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract and you cannot anymore. And if you want out, you want really out, you need to pay a big fine. So you understand this is better to be prevented than we are confronted with situations like that. Anyway, coming back to your card reading for the Stone group for Cancer. The first card we see here is about that we need to learn certain financial lessons in our life. Probably if I see a quick overview here over the cards, I'm thinking this group is using a lot of credit cards, and there's some problem here with overuse of the credit cards. So this card here, the first card, tells us we need to learn more about using our money. Not only we ourselves need to learn, but this is also about our children. And I want to go in that topic first here. This is about that we need to learn our children how to handle money. Same as with everybody, it's probably also with you that money don't fall from the trees there in your area. So here we see that if our children are not aware of money, for instance, if we are in the supermarket and they ask for some gadget and you say it's not the right time now for this, we cannot do this, then your child replies to you, but your dad or mom, your card is your wallet is full of credit cards, we can pay. This is what I mean with financial education. It means that the children are not aware of the value of money. So this is something that you need to manage with them. You need to teach them, because it's not a utopia that we think that if your children are not aware how to use money, that they are ever able to use money and that they can progress in their life. So this card tells you to talk to your children about money, how to use money. Don't keep this as a taboo. Inform them, make them aware of healthy practices. Also, you yourself here, probably you need to adjust here some things in your life for your credit cards, because we will come to the next card here. But anyway, regarding to your children, this card tells us that you need to provide a good financial education financially for them, so they can improve well in their life. The second card and the third card, both of them are from for credit card use. This card here, it says here in this lane for this group that probably there is a problem with the credit cards, meaning it's possible here that we have certain debts on the credit cards, or we have certain arrears on our credit cards. And here this card asks you to develop a certain strategy for avoiding this in the future. First of all, this card tells us not to be discouraged. We all have sometimes that problem, and it's by small steps and by small amounts paying back that we are getting back on our feet. Also, this card tells us that we need to check, if you have several credit cards, you need to check the rates on those credit cards, because some credit cards, especially the ones who keep giving money and who give you big amounts of money, and they are very flexible, mostly those cards have very high interests, meaning if you withdraw and it's not paid by the end of the month, the interests that you pay, because the money is not in full paid back, are enormously high. This is what we call shark cards. So this card tells you to check on that. If you have cards like that, just try to get rid of those cards, and firstly, try to balance them out. Just try to put amounts of money so this card is balanced out, the card that costs you a lot of interest. Try to balance these cards out, and if you can, try to avoid to use them or dispose of them totally, because this is something we don't want. We all like to buy things in our life, but we don't want to pay the high interest, because the article in itself, it might be a good deal, but then after we pay enormous interest, and the article cost us much more than what was our first intention. So try to balance this out, try to find this out if that financial institution is letting you pay too much. So then here, after these cards are balanced out, and maybe you need to restrict yourself a little bit financially, and you need to learn certain financial lessons. If you, after you restricted yourself, you will be have learned an important lesson for this, and you will probably not come in the same situation again, and you will avoid the use of these expensive cards. The last card here, it wants to teach us how to operate with cards. For instance, if we are using our credit cards a lot, and we don't really pay attention, the problem is most of us don't have feeling with money anymore. Why? Well, if we actually pay with money and we see the money in our wallet, we take it out and we hand it over to the cashier, but most of us don't do that anymore. But if you actually pay in cash, your brain registers that as a sort of pain, because every time you take out, the amount gets less. So this is like a psychological thing in your brain, but we don't have that with a credit card. We have no feeling whatsoever. The thing keeps paying, and we don't have sense what we are doing. So this is what this card is about trying to pay more cash. And secondly, if you are very constructed for paying with the cash card, you need to approach this in a different way. If you are always buying things online, for instance, try to change your passwords. For instance, if you are about to pay, your password is reasonable or necessary. So then you will think, oh, do I really need this for my housekeeping? This is what this card is about. You need to change first your password, so you think about it before you pay, and then you will be hesitant. That's the first thing. The second thing here, what this card wants to teach you is, for instance, you put a small sticker on your credit card, and when you take it out of your wallet, you see the sticker. Whatever makes you scared, you put in the side in a small sticker, and when you're about to pay, you see the sticker and it will tell you, oh, I'm gonna pay again, maybe we don't need this. This is the intention of this card, to see things in a different perspective. It's a small trick, but it can help. Of course, you need to change those passwords and those visualizers time to time, but anyway, this is a small trick for helping you balance out if you would be in a difficult financial situation here. Anyway, Cancer, for the month of October, this is all for this month. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, thank you for watching. Also, if you did enjoy this card reading, thank you for subscribing. Please check out also my other videos, the Lenormand videos, regarded to your sign of Cancer. Thank you for your time, and we see each other in my other videos. Bye-bye. See you next time. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to the matches or the fire group for your financial card reading for October 2021. Before we start, I want to mention started 27 September up to 18 October, Mercury is going retrograde. It's not a good idea for signing contracts, agreements, anything you need to put your name under that officializes it. It's not a good thing to do. You will also see that during that period, your bus is late, you're more in traffic jams, packages that need to arrive in your home are late, or they don't arrive at all, or they are delivered wrongly. The containers of the package is wrong. So these are all things that are happening during Mercury retrograde very frequently. Also during that time, it's not a good idea, for instance, to buy cell phones, household equipments like laundry machines. Why? These devices are connected to a contract, and the contract is connected to a warranty, and sometimes problems with the warranties pop up. Anyway, the general idea here is that we don't sign any contracts or agreement during that period. If, however, for some reason you feel obligated, you are compelled, you have no choice, you want to sign, please double check, triple check the fine print, because it's possible after you change your mind, you want to get out of the contract, you cannot anymore. If you want out, you need to pay a big fine, and the circle starts. So you understand that is not the intention. It's better to prevent than to heal. This being said, here we go with the card reading, your financial card reading itself for the matches group for Cancer. The first card here that we see here is that you are urged, or that you probably you are able to make some savings, because else this card would not be here. The general idea here is that we need to budget more. That is the overview I'm getting here, and not to go too much into budget and into discounts and rebates and things that are in promotions. We try to ignore these, and if we do this, I'm sure that's why this card is here. We are able to save money, and we are able to build up a certain budget. But I will first explain what the automatic savings is. Here, this means that we are able, for instance, we go on the internet and we give an order in our bank for automatically transferring a certain amount for money in a month on a monthly basis from our business account into our savings account. This is a fixed amount, what you can spare every month, and it automatically goes in your savings account. If you do so, you will be able to accumulate nice amounts of money that you can use for something that you really need. Maybe you need some adjustments to make some adjustments in your house. Maybe you want to take a trip. Maybe you need something for your children on the long run that they already asked for a long time for. So this is what this card is about. We need to make savings on the long run Also, we can build a portfolio with that one if we save regularly, and if you increase your money even more, maybe you can save for your pension on the long run. This is also possible, or a trip or whatever that you need on the long run. Anyway, this card asks you to discipline yourself more and begin a virtuous circle which will lead to more savings and secure your financial situation. The next card here is the card of budgets. Here it means that we need to do some efforts to control our money. Some people are easy to save money. Other people, for them, it's an impossible task here. So this is what this card is about. If you are the budgeting type and that you are easy to save, then you are lucky, as they say, to do so. You already have discovered your weaknesses or you have covered them. And also this card tells you, even if you are a good planner, don't ever forget that mostly if we make calculation, we always need to calculate 10% additional because prices can be variable. This is what we need to see also if you save for something or something is coming up for the future. Anyway, the biggest flaw here that is intended with this card is that we manage our money, but not in the correct way. So are you able to budget yourself? Ask this card, or are you not to? This is what this card is about. This card also tells you to be flexible. If you have difficulties with money, with budgeting, try to find alternatives. For instance, pay cash. If we pay cash, it's a different way because we actually see the money disappearing out of our wallet. We take it out, we pay, and it causes a psychological pain in our head. And then we are less intended to pay the money because we actually see it disappearing out of our wallet, and it causes us pain because we see our hard work money disappearing so easy. So here you need to determine a certain method for you for saving more money, so you can save automatically and you will benefit from it on the long run. Possibly this group is sensitive for discounts. So possibly you buy certain things, certain items, and these items are discounted. But first of all, we need to be careful because some merchants are very smart. They adjust the price. They say it's discounted for 70%, but in advance they added 50%. So just be aware of the correct price if you buy discounted items. Also, the second thing here, if you buy superstitious things, think if you really need that stuff. Sometimes we just buy for balancing ourselves out. Maybe we want to reward ourselves, but this card tells us not to do so. And especially not be overwhelmed or bewitched by sales. Keep yourself cool, this card says, and focus on the savings that you can make. Even though the price is spectacularly low, the question is, do you need this gadget? Do you really need that? Maybe you can invest it in your own future and it's a better thing to do because maybe afterwards you have regrets and it's not really necessary. The second thing that this card is about, it's about buying in bulk. Some people buy in bulk for savings, which is of course very smart. But the question that this card asks is, if you buy in bulk and it's food, for instance, is it all consumed before the expire date? If not, then this card asks you, did you actually save money? Or you catch yourself that your things are about to expire and you give everything away to neighbors, to friends. Then this card asks you, did you really economize? It's not that you cannot give a gift to your sister, to your neighbors, to your brothers, but probably it was not your intention. So this card tells you, if you buy in bulk, make sure that you can use it yourself, because else this is not really economizing with what you're doing. And also, if you buy stuff that you don't need, Don't put it in your house because it will accumulate. You put it in your stockroom and eventually you bring it to the recycle center and it has no purpose. So if you avoid these things, discount and unnecessary things or superficial things, you will improve yourself financially, and your wallet and your bank account, especially your savings account, will grow with it. So Cancer, for the fire group, this is all for this month. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so. Please check out also the traditional Lenormand card videos that we do every month for the signs. Anyway, thank you for the time you spend on my channel. Thank you for watching, and we see each other in my other videos. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.